So depression is a real medical condition that affects how you think, feel, and how you function.
I kind of have the same question because I don't know that you ever get over something.
A statistic from the American Psychological Association that 38% of all adults see a heightened
stress
levels during this time. Love under pressure. How couples can navigate depression and anxiety during this holiday season. Hi, welcome to another episode of Marriage with Jim and Teresa. I'm your co-host, Jim. Joining me in studio is my wife of the last 40 years and the mother of our 4 children, Teresa, the therapist.
Hi, Jim.
Hi. And also joining us in studio is our youngest daughter, Ellie.
Ellie.
Hello.
Why do we still call this Marriage with Jim and Teresa when we got a third wheel stuck in here?
I'm just a moderator.
Hey, whatever.
Hey, I'm here to learn too.
Okay, so here's what we want to do today. This show is all about helping couples understand how depression and anxiety can quietly shape your relationship, their relationships. So quietly, that means it sneaks up on them. They don't even know it's happening. Shape their relationship during the holidays. And also, we're going to provide some practical, evidence-based, and faith-anchored tools for managing stress, strengthening connection, and protecting emotional well-being as you guys as a couple walk through one of those emotionally charged seasons of the year.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It looks like you got the notes today.
No, I only got partial notes. I have a note saying you only got part of the notes. But hey, that's okay. So the holidays are supposed to be one of the most wonderful times of the year, yet for many couples, it can also be the most overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So under the glow of Christmas lights and family gatherings, hiding in the shadows is depression and anxiety. They both often slip quietly into our relationships. Showing up, this is the tricky part. They don't show up knocking on the door saying, hey, I'm a depression, let me in. I'm anxiety, let me in. They show up as exhaustion, irritability, withdrawal, or feeling emotionally disconnected from the person that you love most. Okay. Wow. That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
Hey, for those joining us for the first time, let me mention a couple of things. When we talk about these issues, let me kind of allow me to reintroduce themselves. You see what I did there?
Yes, Dad.
Teresa is a licensed professional counselor, a clinically trained therapist with a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. Elizabeth, I'm not exactly sure why you're even here, but Elizabeth has an undergraduate degree in philosophy and a master's in international relations. So I'm setting the stage for how these both are qualified. Me, I'm just a guy here talking, right?
And Jim
he's a Smalley certified marriage coach,
and has a degree in marketing. So he's fantastic.
Has like 40 years.
Here's the thing. When I'm doing the opening monologue, I don't need to turn this into a dialogue. That's why it's called monologue.
Okay.
This is literally, there's 2 other people here. You don't get monologues on this podcast.
So the point I'm making is this is rooted in clinical, practical, faith-based experience. And so, Teresa, go ahead.
Although this is not therapy.
Yeah, although this can be therapeutic, and hopefully it will be.
It can be helpful,
This is not meant to replace therapy. As a matter of fact, I think in this episode, Teresa, from when I heard you guys over talking from the meeting I wasn't invited to, is that you're actually going to talk to when people should actually seek therapy as we're delving into a really deep subject on depression and anxiety. Is that correct? You're going to talk about that later in the show.
I think so. I think I do have that down.
And I know this is a couples podcast, and it is primarily couples that we're going to be speaking to, but depression and anxiety tend to show up for a lot of people in general around the holidays.
Absolutely.
It's not a happy time for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Wow.
And we'll talk more about that.
Hey, that actually is depressing, what you just said. A couple of housekeeping items. In case I haven't mentioned this before, doing this show is a lot. Sitting here, and we see from the comments that we get that we're helping people.
Yes.
Okay, we see people have literally said to us via the comments, hey, this has saved our relationship. This has saved our marriage. Here's the point, and here's my ask for you. We would really appreciate you praying for us. We're praying for you. Now, I'm praying for our audience. I don't know about you two. I'm not with y'all in y'all devotion time. Y'all even having devotion?
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what y'all be doing in the morning. So,
Just got a new devotion book.
But I'm praying, we are praying for you guys, and we would appreciate you praying for us, because here's what I know. The more helpful this information is, and the more lives we can change, the more irritated Satan and the forces of hell are in trying to work against us. And while we realize that we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and things that we can't see, we would really appreciate your prayers as we are praying for you guys.
Yes.
The other thing we'd like you to do in terms of helping us get this message out is to, especially on YouTube, now this show is available on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter.
Well, we have clips available on all platforms. The full episodes are available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube.
Yeah.
Then you can see clips from all the episodes on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
That's why I like involving us all in the opening part of the
He
show.
literally just said,
That's why I
oh my
like
God.
involving
Just
us all in
said
the opening
for
part of the
us to
show.
be quiet.
Because,
audacity.
so what you can do to help us wherever you get this content is encourage others to watch. Share it on YouTube, especially subscribe to it. Like it, invite others to tune in. Don't forget that we're giving away copies of our best-selling book, Marriage, What to Do Before and After I Do. All you have to do for that is go to our website, marriagewithjimandteresa.com, and ask for your free copy. And in addition to that, a new addition to our website is a link called The Cure. The Cure, that I would invite you to take a look at. It's important. It's important. Okay. So do I stay for the rest of the show, or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
what's the
you're
next thing?
needed.
That's where my notes in.
That's not true. So, the National Alliance of Mental Health reports that 64% of people living with mental health conditions say the holidays are the worst.
They worsen their symptoms.
Worsen their symptoms. So one partner might struggle with a condition or something, and the other feels kind of helpless. So caught between that, wanting to fix things and not knowing how. So we can give you a few tools, and of course, like I said, this is not counseling, but there is hope for those who are dealing with some mild kinds of depression and anxiety.
So before we start talking about understanding specifically the holiday strain, let's talk about this a little bit. Mental health, for a lot of people, do you agree, this is still a taboo subject? Would you agree with that?
It has been, but it is getting better now.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. I'm not saying it should be.
No, it's getting better now. There are some cultures that it's a little bit more taboo than others, but it is getting better.
At least in the U.S., I do think it's getting better.
Yeah.
And I do think that particularly like younger millennials, Gen Z, we're driving the conversation around mental health.
Okay, so we just want to encourage you. There shouldn't be a stigma attached to this. We want you to reach out and get help. This is not like when we came up. OCD, I'll show you some OCD. If you don't give her a sit down, you're going to be DCO. That's how I grew.
What does DCO stand for?
I literally just made that up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's a reversed OCD.
I mean, I got that, but I thought there was some meaning to it as well.
No. So this is a different time, and I know you started out talking about mental health, and I just wanted to. Some people already check out mental health. I don't have a mental health condition. I don't have a mental health problem. You know, I just want to encourage everybody just stick with us.
Right, because you might be able to help others.
That's
and
exactly.
that's the big thing.
Okay, so understanding the holiday strain.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, speaking of mental health, still having a little bit of a stigma around it in some cultures and even with some generations, I think people feel like depression, anxiety, it's like, oh, you just are overwhelmed or you just need to take a break, or they don't really think of it as an actual issue. and something that could actually cripple somebody's ability to
an
live.
actual medical condition.
An actual medical condition. Thank you.
Yeah.
So depression, they've said depression, anxiety, and we give it kind of a term. We have given it terms over the year, and we would say we're just having the holiday blues. Right, we're just dealing with that.
I'm not sure I've heard that, but go ahead.
I've definitely heard that.
Okay.
So there are emotional and physiological responses to stress, loss, and expectation overload. So we can look at all of that. So during the holidays, couples usually focus on, or they seem to amplify that kind of pressure. So there's a financial part to it. We want to get the kids all of these things, or we want to buy all these gifts for our friends and family. And then during that time, you have a disruption in the whole routine of life.
Yeah.
So that kind of kicks you off there. You have social obligations where...
all the parties.
Right, all the parties, and you feel like you got to go even though you're exhausted, you're tired. Now, I know my husband would probably say he would never do that. And the
work parties,
and then they want to make everything perfect.
Yeah.
I've done that myself. I want all the decorations to be right. I want the kids' stuff to be right.
I know.
I want the clothes to be right. I want all that to be right. So
I remember that growing up. I don't know that I felt it as I didn't feel the pressure that you had, but
Right.
I could tell that you wanted things to look a certain way and to be a certain way.
Right, so that can cause stress. Not that was necessarily major anxiety where it was a medical condition, but it still was a situational, I'll call it situational depression or situational type of anxiety that we were dealing with at that time.
So, Teresa, I heard you mention that a statistic from the American Psychological Association that 38% of all adults see a heightened
Stress
levels during this time for some of the reasons you just mentioned.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what else it is too?
What? Tell me.
It's because it gets darker sooner. Also, the shorter days, and I guess you're going to get into seasonal
depression.
Yeah.
I will. We call it sad.
Yeah, when it gets really dark outside, it gets dark so soon. There's less daylight. Like you just feel down.
I don't want to get off track here.
Okay, well, go ahead. Get off track, Jim.
Well, you're about to launch me into a whole daylight savings time tirade.
Okay.
Because
can we do anything about that?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I kind of want to hear
I'm not changing
this.
my clock. The next time we switch this stuff back, I'm staying at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now. The next time this switches, I'm not moving. I'm creating a personal protest. None of you people seem to have the courage to stand up to fight this charade.
There's like a whole state that doesn't do daylight savings time.
I think Arizona doesn't do it. Yeah. Parts of Indiana doesn't do it. I think Arizona, parts of Indiana. But that's beside it. Maybe I'll move.
I was about to say, if you really want to stick it to him, you might have to move. But
I think it would be better if I stay here and don't move. That way, that'll show them.
With the daylight savings, though, I have to say in the winter, I know that it gets, and I'm biased to this because I'm a morning person. I like the fall back because I don't like waking up. Why don't we just stay
falling back then? Okay, if you like.
I like the fall back because I don't want to wake up at 6 o'clock and it's still just pitch black outside and it doesn't get light until like 8 o'clock. I do like the fall back because of that. But I can understand for people who are night people, you go to work at 8 o'clock, it's dark. You get off work, it's dark. Like I can see how that's really stressful. Now in the spring, to your point, why don't we not spring forward? Well, then if you don't spring forward, I think, what is it that happens? It gets too light too early? I can't remember,
I'm not
actually.
Sure there's just such a thing. But here's an example of how you people are easily distracted. You've gotten us into a whole lot daylight savings time discussion when we're trying to talk to people about depression.
It's related.
When we're trying to talk to people about depression.
I think you brought that in, sweetheart.
It doesn't matter. Let's don't point fingers.
Okay.
It's not important who brought it up.
So listen, when you put two people under this kind of emotional load, then both of them, things in their own history, you're going to have some triggers that might happen, or you might need some coping skills or whatever. And it's easy to see why couples can get under this and deal with this and even feel emotionally distant during this time. And hopefully they can recover. I'm sure they do recover. But yeah, they can really, get to a place of just emotional distance, just going with the flow of things and not enjoying it.
I do feel like it's probably even more so prevalent or happening this year because it's been a long year and it's been a lot of stuff happening.
We've had a lot of things going on in government.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of things
with the economy.
With the economy in general.
So much has been happening. So
absolutely.
And even, I mean, with the economy, that probably puts, well, not probably, it is putting more of a financial strain on people as well. So now there's even more pressure this year where it's like, well, I still want to be able to give my kids or my friends or my family Christmas, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll talk about this later, but maybe we need to kind of reframe or rethink or give some advice on how to have conversations with your friends, family, children, if things are going to be different this year.
And to be open.
Different
with that.
financially or different in any regard?
I would say different financially, but also just like, hey, we might not be able to travel, what's been going on with airlines and everything. Right. So we might not be able to travel.
To get to family or travel like for vacation, or it doesn't matter?
Either one.
Either one.
I think if you guys have some general advice, we could circle back to that.
Okay,
towards the end.
All right, so toward the end we can do that. But let's keep going with. Let me.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take one thing off the table right now.
What?
The financial pressure.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
So Christmas is a time we've set aside. Jim, it's not really Jesus' birthday. Just pick a date. That's beside the point. Christmas is the time that we've set aside to commemorate, to celebrate the birth of Jesus. So call your kids in here right now. Since it's Jesus' birthday, why y'all getting stuff anyway? I don't understand the concept. It's Jesus' birthday, and you got your hand stuck out.
It's part of the celebration, honey.
Yeah.
It's a part of the celebration.
You know what? How do you do this all over again? You know what I do? In our family,
well, thank God.
In our family, I would have made Easter a bigger celebration.
Okay.
Because after all,
that's true.
All y'all born, and all of us gonna die, but ain't but one got up. So I would have made Easter the bigger celebration, and Christmas would have been way scaled back. So I'm helping parents with the financial pressure right here. Mommy, why didn't you get the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip? That's an old reference.
It is old.
Yeah, because this is what you say to your child. Listen, this is what you say. Because it ain't your birthday. That's what you say. Okay, let's move. Hey, this show's going to go faster than I thought. Okay, I already took the financial thing off the table. Wasn't it? I could probably do these things just like that. That's why y'all ain't getting up for Christmas.
Well, I first wanted to kind of give a definition of what depression and anxiety is.
Or the different kinds of depression.
Okay.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there to that, but I wanted to give the definition. So depression is a real medical condition that affects how you think, feel, and how you function. So it's more than just a low. It's a sadness. It's a persistent low mood and loss of interest. And it usually lasts around 14 days, or at least, if it lasts 14 days, then okay, maybe I'm dealing with depression, and it could last, of course, much longer than that. But the things that used to bring you joy and all of that, you just can't put your finger on it. It's just not there. So it makes everyday tasks feel overwhelming, and it can affect your sleep. It can affect your energy, your appetite, and even your motivation. So now let's go. I'm going to jump over to anxiety because we're trying to put those together. Anxiety is when the we call it the body's alarm system. It's gotten stuck on high alert. That's what it is.
Did anybody see Inside Out 2?
Oh, no.
That was such a good representation of anxiety. Did you see it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Watch it.
I do.
I don't know what Inside Out 1 was.
Fantastic.
This is like one of the most revolutionary, like, mental health, just explain your emotion movies. Like, I had never, because what was interesting about Inside Out 2, when they were describing anxiety and they were showing like anxiety when they came in and took over, but it wasn't a bad thing in the beginning. I don't think
they didn't see it.
Well, no, I think that's what they're trying to say though. Like anxiety, at least within Inside Out 2, it's a part of your emotions, it's a part of who you are. But the problem is when you let it completely take control,
right.
and it goes in overdrive,
yes,
and just won't stop. That I had never realized that distinction. I just thought all anxiety was bad.
Oh, no.
But-
We need anxiety to take tests. We need anxiety to get up and do things. Yeah, we need that.
You need it to plan even because you're running different scenarios and you're thinking about what I want to do this and how am I going to respond to that.
But it's when it takes over.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it can manifest in your body in different places. You start to feel it in your stomach or in your chest or whatever. And then you know, okay, it's gone too far. I need to sit down and do some box breathing. And we'll talk about techniques later. But we need to calm ourselves down. But also, it makes you feel like you want, in your mind, that you're worrying about something. Something it's just causing you, it's something is bad and possibly going to happen.
But you can't let that thought go.
Right. Yeah. You just ruminate on that thought and it just keeps going and on. And then you know, okay, something's not right here.
Yeah.
We need to check ourselves.
Hey, Teresa, I appreciate you making that distinction. And you know what this reminds me of? I'm thinking about some of the comments that we get about the show. It's like, hey, Teresa seems to be really, really structured. Why is that? She's got notes. Well, you've got notes too, but
I can go in and out. I can go either way.
But here's what I want to say. And Teresa, you're not going to like this because you're super modest. But I'm going to make this distinction. I just got back from a doctor's visit, and so just like the doctor has notes,
right,
and has a very specific treatment plan that he wants to circle back around and make sure that I'm doing all these things. Teresa, the clinician, okay, we're going to talk about depression. Okay, well, Jim, I want to make sure I don't forget to bring all of this in as we talk about it. Because while I'm just a guy here talking, we are actually trying to help people.
Right.
And we do have a real clinician here. So that's why, think of Teresa as the play-by-play person, with real detail, factual base. I'm more of the color guy. Not a colored guy.
But the what guy?
We don't use that term anymore.
The color guy?
I said we don't use that term anymore. I'm the color guy.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Can you use a more
It's
modern
a sports
reference?
analogy.
Okay,
So
sports analogy.
when you're watching a game, there's typically a two-person booth. Sometimes the booths are larger. But there's one person, the ball's on the 40-yard line. The quarterback drop backs. He throws to the wide receiver across
I've
the
heard that.
30.
I've heard that, yeah.
That's the play-by-play guy.
Okay.
Then the color guy's the guy coming in. Hey, that's John Doe. John played at the University of whatever.
Oh, okay.
He's they come in with the commentary. Maybe while you're spending your time watching Outside Upside Down, you could have been trying to figure out what's going on in the world of sports or whatever that show y'all referenced.
Inside
Out.
It's a
One and
amazing
two.
The only thing is a
movie.
real. It's
There's
not
two of
problem.
them.
So it's not like it's a real thing.
I thought the first one was good, and then the second sequels are hard to top.
Yes, well, the second
top.
one.
How do you
really
know this
showed
movie,
anxiety.
Teresa?
Because she's in the field.
And I've watched both of them.
Yeah. I can't. How have you? You should have watched this to prepare for today's episode.
As
So
a
you can
matter-
add more color.
As a matter of
I
fact,
guess I'm the color girl too.
What did you say? Be careful. Be careful. Yeah. Wow. Don't take us
I'm the
backwards.
color girl.
Don't take us backwards. Whatever you do.
Bringing in the cultural references.
Okay.
I really do think I'm like a balance of my mom and my dad sometimes. Just like mix of them both, 50-50.
So, go ahead. You have something?
No, you keep going. I was about to say, are we done?
No, we're not done
Oh,
yet.
okay.
We're not done.
Wow.
But anyway, if you're dealing with anxiety, Inside Out 2 definitely will show you yourself.
Yeah, no, I can't get, I might watch that again this weekend.
It was good.
Is that good?
So I was just going to throw out just a few types of depression because there's many types of depression, but the one I'm kind of making reference to today is more the situational depression, which is the adjustment disorder with a depressive mood. That's one. So that's usually triggered by a divorce, a loss, a job stress, or an illness.
Adjustment disorder with depressed mood, situational
Yes.
depression. Okay, so something happens that triggers the depression.
Right.
Okay.
Hey,
So
did you
that's what we
get,
call situational depression.
are you getting these out of that book that you people use?
Called DSM-5?
Whatever it's called.
Yes.
What is it called?
DSM-5.
What does that even mean? A DSM-5.
It is a diagnostic statistical manual.
So is that for theyerapists?
Yes.
Is it for doctors
Doctors
too?
too. Yeah.
So you thumb through the book. What do you do? Explain it to me. I've heard you reference this book before, but I never understood it.
It is so much more detailed in that particular book, right? Because it has all the stuff.
And you might have different scenarios that you're dealing with in a counseling session that you can look into the book and
I
say.
can look and say, okay, they're in this
just
area.
a lay person.
But
you don't know about the DSM.
She was helping me explain it, and I like that because sometimes I don't get my words out well.
Color girl.
So she helps me.
True.
Oh, okay. I think so sometimes. But anyway, so yes, that's usually triggered by some type of specific life event. And we all go through that when we lose a parent or something like that.
Yeah.
We are very hurt by it and we have a downtime.
So this situational, what did you say again?
Situational depression.
This is an actual is it condition?
It's an adjustment disorder.
But that's an actual thing
that's
in that book, that manual, that somebody would say to me, hey, Jim, what you have, based on all your symptoms, is a, whatever you just said,
So when I hear situational depression, because the part that I'm stuck on is the adjustment disorder with depressed mood. I get what situational depression means, but the adjustment disorder with depressed mood, that's interesting to me because I guess they're just saying that this is something temporary by saying it's an adjustment.
Yes, it's usually
something like a series of actions that have to be taken to adjust to your new situation. Is that
well, you are feeling some kind of way because of that situation. For instance, if you got divorced. I assume you had some depression after that. Yeah. You started to assess yourself. You started to say, what was going on with me.
Self-assessment's always good.
It's not right,
it's different,
but
though.
It still goes on. I feel bad about this. I think about him.
Oh, I get what
you're
saying.
Her.
Because you're having to adjust to a new reality.
Yes, you're having to adjust to life differently now, and not
now
consider
the adjustment disorder makes sense.
Yes, that's what's happening, and just like with a loss, you're having to adjust without that person being in your life.
Yeah.
And that can be very difficult. I did that. I felt like I did that with my mom, with a lot of my friends, and specifically one of my best friends, Rhoda Dubose.
Yeah.
I had a very difficult time with that. It was very hard for me, and to this day, I will never be able to have another Rhoda Dubose in my life because we had children together. We vacationed together. That friend can never be again.
Yeah.
It can't be like that ever again. So yes, I had a very difficult time with that. However, we had talk therapy, talk to people, whatever. We had that, and usually that's what it takes. It takes just a short-term therapy to get some coping skills to deal with what's going on.
Yeah. To talk about it, like you said, continually talk about it. I do feel like that's something, and again, not to say that this replaces getting a therapist or anything, but I do think that we are missing talking to people. Like part of why people are falling into more depression, more anxiety is because loneliness is up.
Exactly. It really is. So, and it's been up ever since COVID.
Yeah. Now I think it was up before that, but it's like definitely increased.
More so. But let's look at the job stress. We just had a furlough, right? The longest furlough or the longest
the government shutdown?
Yeah, the longest shutdown in history.
Yeah.
So people are thinking, will I have a check coming? They were unsure about that. That's stressful.
Yeah.
Some people can go into a deeper depression than some. Some people try to stay on the surface and not go into it, and they can talk it through or whatever. But I just wanted to bring that up since we had talked about that. And another thing with a long illness. I just got
long COVID. You're talking?
Well, no, just an illness in general. I just got word that a friend of mine might have cancer, or might have cancer. So then that person that's a life stressor.
Yeah.
So we got to deal with it. It's going to probably be short term where we can do surgery and get things done and move on. But the first thoughts and some of that can be depressing.
Yeah.
Can be.
Something I want to share with our audience about this show. So we look at the analytics, right, of our shows, and I get in the time that we live in, you want things fast.
Right.
But I noticed that while our little short soundbite clips, they're called shorts, right? Are highly consumed. Everybody, lots of you guys tune in and watch the 60-second, the 90-second, the 3-minute thing. This is an episode that you need to dig in and listen to the entire ever how long this is going to be. Most of our shows are about an hour.
Yeah.
You need to dig in and listen to the entire show. So we appreciate you watching the clips, and I get the whole soundbite generation that we live in. But if you're watching this little clip, go find this entire episode so you can hear the whole story.
Yeah.
I just want to mention
Sounds
that.
good. Yes. Now, the next one I wanted to bring up was SAD.
What we had talked about. Okay.
We had talked about it just a little bit earlier. It's called seasonal depressive, seasonal affective
You guys
disorder.
Since you've been here?
Yeah, she just mentioned it.
I mentioned it like at the
with
beginning.
the time thing. You were talking about the time thing.
I'm only barely listening. So I mean, go in and out. I have a real short attention span.
Well, seasonal.
You just told people to listen to the full episode. And you got short
do as
attention
I
span?
say, not as I do.
Okay. So SAD, the seasonal affective disorder, and that's depression when a lot of times it's a pattern of
the seasons.
Of the seasons.
Fall.
Fall.
So other than
winter, the daylight is.
What else is depressing? What other seasons would be depressing?
Well, it would be fall and winter. It's mainly
Yeah,
what
because
it
spring
is.
and summer.
They're bright.
Not that
You
you
have
can't
more
be depressed
sun.
year
Yeah.
round, but
So Mom is saying that it's typically fall and winter.
Right. And it
That's what
usually
she's
gets
saying.
better in the spring
In
and
the spring and summer.
because there's more light and we thrive off of that.
I think it's also when it comes to the spring, like will start in like March, and people feel like you're still at the beginning of a new year, so you still have that newness feeling. Mm-hmm. I think that also contributes.
So usually during this time you have fatigue and you might oversleep. You might, I don't know why they say crave carbs, but we all want to eat
Well, do
comfort
we crave
foods.
carbs or we just eating
No.
comfort food because
We
it's
just
cold
want-
outside?
Exactly. We just want comfort food. Yeah. So light therapy is good for that. And of course, exercise and vitamin D is also good for that. And
What is light therapy?
Light therapy is you can buy a light where it can shine on you. And that's what they do in
Just
Alaska.
like the sun.
Yeah, they do that for
Oh,
Alaska
yeah, I
all the
forget.
time. That's the
to.
norm. Yeah, it's the normal thing for people who deal with seasonal affective disorder in Alaska. They do have the light therapy.
wow. Shout out to Eddie, my friend in Anchorage. Okay.
All right. And the next thing I'm just going to hit on is just generalized anxiety disorder, which we call GAD. It's usually chronic excessive worry about everyday things like work, your health, your finances, your family. And that lasts for about 6 months or more. Then
Are you suffering from that?
I don't know. I am
But
concerned
it's-
about my work life and my finances and my social life. And I feel like I work all the time. I feel like I don't have much of a social life, but then I'm trying to have a social life. Like tomorrow, I'm going to go to this workout class and like try to be social. It's like a big social thing. I am, because I'm trying to get out of the house more. So I'm not stuck here with y'all. No, I'm joking.
This is the first time.
But listen,
Okay.
but even that is like stressful because I'm like, it's taking away time from something else. So it's like I try to have a social life and then I feel a little bit like I regret being social because then I didn't get like work done.
Oh, so you feel like guilty that you've
I
kind
feel
of.
like I could have used that time better.
I understand.
I could have been more
Understand.
productive with that time. And I'm like, was this really worth it?
Well, you didn't describe to me anxiety, by the way, so I didn't catch it. You might be concerned about some things. I didn't hear the what I'd like to
Like
hear.
you don't appear to be stuck on high.
you don't-
Which
yeah.
that's what I took away from the definition of anxiety: stuck on high all the time.
High alert.
High-
Yes.
Hey,
Oh, okay, I
so
get what
you
y'all are
say
saying,
that you believe? Are you going to talk about this later? That we were functionally depressed for years.
Yes.
Which one?
Oh,
which
yeah.
one of these did we have?
We had the situational.
That makes sense
You
though.
you said earlier this only lasts about 14 days.
Well,
No, not for
I said,
situational.
well, we can define that it lasts at least that long. That's what I'm saying. It can be much longer, but it at least lasts that long. Does
As
that
you
make
look
sense?
Back, why have you diagnosed us
Because that's what
as being depressed?
we were.
Well, what did you see? I wasn't aware I was depressed. So
Do you
how are
remember
you aware?
I was aware as I look back, I was aware I was trying to get through the day working at a mental health center, get through the
As
day.
a mental health therapist, shout out to
Yeah.
mental health therapists.
But it was, I was just managing, doing what I had to do. And when I got home, it was just like, it's almost like, thank God I'm home. I would get in the chair, it was a chair in our bedroom, and then I could just stay there. It's like, but it was like I did that every day, and I wasn't so excited about it because I was thinking about we had gone through a very difficult time in our life. So I
Which
was
we told
trying
that
to
story
manage.
on
I was trying
other
to
shows.
manage life when I didn't really want to get up and go. So I was like forcing myself to go.
Okay, well, I noticed you've I've never really pushed back on this, and we've never talked about this before because I lean into your professional experience. But I noticed that you have diagnosed, when you first told me about this, that we were functionally depressed. So you just described your symptoms, but you don't know, I don't guess, my symptoms. Why did you say?
I saw you doing kind of the same thing. You were forcing yourself to do whatever. You didn't have really the motivation. You had been knocked down. Not knocked out, but you had been knocked down quite a bit, and you had not found the job that you were looking for. You were still grinding on that, and that was something. I think, like I say, I just thought you were down. As I look back,
Okay.
Do you want to briefly describe the situation?
Well, we've told the story on other shows, but briefly, we started this real estate investment business, which started out really well. We bought 70 homes. Over the next few years, we bought and sold several hundred homes. And then in 2009, in the aftermath of the real estate market crashing, I tell people, we went from owning over 100 homes to losing our personal home.
yes,
So we went from renting to people to losing our house in foreclosure and renting.
right,
yeah.
And we had a horrible experience with a particular landlord that I've almost gotten over. So I don't even think about it.
I was living with y'all at that time. Y'all never told me any of
Okay,
this.
we didn't tell you that, but we put
which
we put
landlord
the
was
word
this?
we put the word on it. That's all we did. We put the word on. We said,
Yeah.
Lord,
this?
So this
contend
lady,
with those who contend with us.
that's exactly right.
That's what we
Which
said.
house was this?
This was
Gluckstad's?
Lake Caroline.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I knew it was Gluckstadt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a very vulnerable time, a lady basically stole our deposit. But hey, I moved on. I don't even hardly think about the lying, no good, sorry, thieving.
Okay. Because
Are
you
we still on?
because you called her something
still
else, by the way. But anyway, let's keep going.
That is
But we
true.
did have to pray about it. We had to pray about it mightily. Yeah, we did.
So
Anyway.
in the aftermath of that, filing bankruptcy, losing a house in foreclosure, cars being repossessed, punning my wedding ring to put food on the table,
Yes.
got $300 for it.
I know,
Did it
$350.
twice.
$350.
Did it twice.
Yes, you did.
Wonder how much I get now. Hopefully, I don't ever have to find out again.
Yeah, we don't need to do
Actually,
that.
they only gave you $350
This
for that.
conversation is kind of depressing. I'm gonna be honest. Reliving
Don't you
that.
find it a little therapeutic to
No,
get it
I
out
do
and
not.
talk?
I do not. I find
Well-
it depressing talking about the depression.
Okay, well, well, that tells me you haven't released a lot.
Ooh.
Hey, here's the thing. Do you ever fully, completely recover?
Well, I'm going to say you should be able, and this is for cognitive. What we do is as a cognitive therapist, and that's
that
what
what
I
you
am.
are?
Yes, I help you to
I
see.
didn't know you were a cognitive. Well, first of all, I don't know what
help
that
you.
means.
Cognitive behavioral
But second of all, that's what you were.
I'm a cognitive behavioral therapy. That's part of. Now I do other therapies in there, but that's my main one. I help you see things differently, and that
Is
is
this the
what.
Socratic method?
Don't try to bring in philosophy.
using-
I see
It
what you-
is some
No,
of
that
it.
is-
It
I
is
see
some
what you
of
tried
it.
to
It
do
is-
there.
It is some of it. I get some of the questions from that particular thought. That I absolutely do. So yes. So you should be seeing it a little bit differently now than you did before.
Well,
It should be getting a little
think
better.
to your
I
question.
never did go. I never went to therapy about this.
Oh yes, you did.
Well, hey, just talking to you ain't my therapist.
No, you're right. I'm not. Your
just
therapist,
talking to
baby.
you.
Yeah, we don't do
You don't-
spouses.
yeah.
We don't do spouses, even though we size you up all the time.
But yeah, anyway, I'll work that out off air after the show, no, Jim, we'd like to see you working on the show. It would be a fun episode. We can follow you around. Hey, yeah, I do talk about being transparent.
Think about it. If you decide to get in therapy, that'd be interesting if you wanted to share that with everyone. But to your question about do you ever like get over stuff, I kind of have the same question because I don't know that you ever get over something. I think you have to evolve. Like, it's almost like you have to evolve your perspective and understanding of it to quote unquote get over it.
Right.
But I don't know if you ever actually get over a situation.
Like I say, I help you see it differently so that you can manage and not deal with it every day.
There it is.
That's what I do. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. So general anxiety disorder, GAD. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chronic excessive worry about everyday things. And
now here's something. While I do reflect on our history, and it is, I hate to keep using the word depressing. I don't. The thing you just mentioned, I don't spend time now worried about ended up there. Does that make sense? So I mean, I'm not sitting here now like, wow, could we be
back there again?
Yeah. Now, hey, I am aware that it's only by the grace of God that we're not there.
Absolutely.
And certainly we could end up there, but I don't spend any time thinking about it.
Right. I think we have the tools now that if it came, we would handle it. Absolutely.
Hey, so in the group chat, oldest son sent a message this week. He said, I think you remember? I'm going to call God and make sure he doesn't have me on his super soldier list.
Oh,
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah. So
I now understand it, but at the time I didn't get it.
There's what Mr. Lewis told me when so this is a family friend. Dad, I think y'all know each other since I was born, so for over 30 years. And he said to me, he was like, man, you don't ask the Lord, don't pray for patience. He's like, because then he just puts a whole bunch of stuff in your way to test your patience. And so that's what made me think about. But the super soldier thing, there's a TikTok by this guy. Oh, I forget his name. I'm gonna have to link to it. But he says, God, like in my next life, please let my next test be, can I handle an insane amount of money? Let that be my next test.
Yeah. So
going back to the anxiety, I just wanted to show you some symptoms. Like I say, you have it lasting at least 6 months or more. You have that constant tension, restlessness or fatigue. You have difficulty concentrating, sleep disturbance. So trouble falling asleep and staying asleep.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Even in the midst of that situation, I don't remember losing any sleep.
You didn't lose any sleep?
I don't remember. Oh, let me say this. As we were about to lose our home, I remember losing a lot of sleep.
Okay.
A lot of, I get up early anyway, but I remember a lot of mornings I was up earlier than normal, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, just praying, one, maybe this cannot happen. Maybe a miracle can happen and we not go through this. But it's kind of like David after his son died. Mm-hmm. I mean, once we lost everything, I didn't lose much sleep then.
Well, it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. You walk it out.
I think this was me a couple weeks ago.
Which was you?
The anxiety. Again, maybe not the generalized anxiety disorder because it has been going on for 6 months.
Right.
But a couple weeks ago, I just started reading that book, The Body Keeps the Score. I know a lot about it. I've read a lot about the book, but I actually haven't read the book myself. So I just started reading that. But I think what is so tricky for me when it comes to anxiety or even stress is like up here, I don't register it. I don't see it as stress. I don't see it as anxiety. But then when it's talking about that tension, right? The difficulty concentrating, the muscle tightness, maybe not the sleep disturbances. I don't know why I don't get that. But I do feel that in my body, and that's when I know, okay, like you're on overdrive. But it took me a really long time to understand that's what my body was telling me.
Right.
Because again, up here, I'm thinking, all right, let's get this done, let's get that done, let's get that done, let's get that done. Like I'm just moving through my task, but then my body is responding in a way that, honestly, it feels I'm a little annoyed that it responds that way. I'm like, we got stuff to do.
You got too much. You doing too much stuff.
I am doing too much stuff.
Well, why don't you stop? We've talked about you stop doing some of the stuff.
Like what? I can't stop the podcast.
So basically, you're running your social channels.
Yes.
You're the reason we have this whole show. So
Right.
you're running our socials.
I do have a full 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, you do
That's
have
what,
another full-time job.
And also trying to have a social life and lose weight. A bit on my weight loss journey, which that's probably, I would say the social life and the weight loss journey are the things that have suffered doing those three things. Like I have lost about 80 pounds, but that's been, now maybe like a year and a half. I haven't been consistent with that.
Well, hey, not that it's a competition, but, I've lost like 100 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And
talking about
Mom
me
has
right
lost
now.
50 plus pounds.
Well, okay.
Okay, thanks for saying it. Anyway.
Well, the only
Right,
point I'm saying is,
you're messing up the show.
Exactly. I'm telling. Well, he's not messing up the show, but you're. That's not the point. This ain't about you. It's about me.
I thought you were trying to challenge. Are you trying to challenge?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dad. No, the point I was saying, Dad. No, I'm not. This isn't. You remember the other day when I said everything's not a competition?
And what did I say? I say everything is a competition.
His response was, yeah, everything is a competition.
Everything is a competition.
This is not a competition.
Okay.
No, I was saying that to say, like, you can't do everything. Like, every time I think about my goals in life, everything that I want to do, I always think about, and it's like every year I get older, I go back to Zig Ziglar's, his Circle of Life, where he has have you not seen it? He has the different tasks, different areas of your life.
Because
so,
I shared that with one of our start the year off meetings. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what I called it, but it was Zig Ziglar's Circle of Life. It was Rick Warren.
Okay.
The purpose-driven life thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've forgotten about that. So,
his Circle of Life. So Zig Ziglar's Circle of Life, it basically splits life into a few categories. You have the social life, you have family, you have finances, you have physical health, you have career. Like, there's a lot of different areas of life. And he tells you, like, whenever you give energy to one area, you're taking away energy from another area. Whenever you give time to one area, you're taking away time from another area. So I always go about that because I think I'm struggling right now to balance life. Okay. I don't know what balance looks like. And I don't, but I also, I say this like half the time, I do feel like money would solve all my problems.
Well, let me say this.
I wouldn't be doing as much as I'm doing.
Well,
I think that's what I keep working towards instead of trying. And I'm only just now realizing where it's like, okay, you need to try to find a balance within your current tax bracket.
Find the balance, and sometimes
or I could be working towards another tax bracket. I don't know.
Sometimes it takes you putting it in time, like hours. What I can spend on certain areas.
I do need to get back to that. I used to have a daily schedule, and that did help keep me on track. But sometimes, and this is why I say I'm such a mix of, I guess, right and left brain. Like, I feel like I'm both because sometimes I really enjoy that structure and I need that structure. And I appreciate that structure. Right. But if I do it too long, I start to resent that structure.
Right.
Because I'm like, no, I just want to be free. And this, like.
And it's okay to come out of the routine, but you can always take a break and go back.
It don't work that way, Mom.
It does work that way. It will work that way every single time.
Okay. Are we going to move to specifically to couples now?
Yeah, let's do that.
How depression and anxiety show up in couples. Depression for couples, it may look like fatigue. One partner is always tired. They never say, "Oh my God, this sounds like me." They never want to go anywhere. Oh my gosh. Hey, let me tell you something. Don't come on the show and try to send messages to me. Have the relationship courage. If you're trying to say something, just say it. Because it's looking like she's writing stuff.
No, Dad.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Depression may look like fatigue. Okay, irritability. I don't think I suffer from that. I don't.
Hey. Absolutely.
No.
You
At
did.
times, yeah.
Exactly. And we can pinpoint it.
Wow.
What was that,
Loss
2
of
Christmases ago?
That wasn't irritability. That was stupidity.
When you have irritability every day, darling, that's okay. Keep going.
Hey, I see what y'all doing. Let's don't make the show about me.
Keep your focus.
Don't make the show about me. Loss of motivation or emotional numbness. And then, Teresa, you say anxiety may appear as overthinking, controlling behaviors, or avoidance. So we're talking about couples. So I guess here's the message that I want to send, I want to share as we talk about this. I want you to do like, I just got this.
What?
I want you to do like Jesus did with Peter.
Okay.
Does anybody know where I'm going?
Okay, no, go ahead and tell us.
When he was trying to walk on the water?
No, but that's a great guess.
Did
That's
he
a great
also
guess.
tell Peter to get behind me, Satan?
Well, that's my point.
I need to be.
That's my point.
Oh, is that the one?
That's the point. He didn't tell Peter,
told
get
Satan.
behind me, Satan.
He told Satan.
He told Satan.
That's fair. That's true.
So the thing I want you to see, back to my point of raising that part of Scripture now, is for a couple, I want you to look beyond the person as to what's actually going on behind the scene.
Absolutely.
So sometimes when you snap at me, well, actually, very rarely do I do this, but let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Sometimes when you snap at me, I should recognize that there's something going on behind the scenes, and this just happened the other day. Actually.
It sure did.
It just happened the other day. You were
did.
snapping.
I was snapping.
You don't follow us around 24/7.
I literally just be working all the time. This is
But here's
proof
the
of
point.
that.
Here's the
But you're
point.
right.
The point about this part of the show is I'm encouraging couples to be better than I am. And when a person acts uncharacteristically, I want you to take some time and pause and look at what's behind that action.
Absolutely.
Was it a bad day at work? Now we haven't even got to, is it being actual depression or anxiety? But I'm going to encourage you. Now, here's where I want you to help me, because I'm not big on giving people passes, but I'm tempted to say I'm going to encourage you in that situation to give that person a pass and look behind them like I'm going to start doing at some point in the future.
I don't know if it's a pass. I don't think it's a pass, though. I mean, a pass in the sense of like, hey, if anybody else did this to me, I'd react this way, and so I'm gonna react differently.
Here's my point for giving a pass.
But what do you mean by
Here's
give
my
a
point.
pass?
What I'm saying is, so when Mom snapped at me the other morning,
I can't believe I missed this.
I shouldn't have. Now I think about it, I shouldn't have taken offense. I shouldn't have. How did you see me responding? I didn't say anything.
No, you didn't say anything, but you acted a certain way the rest of the day.
Wow.
So what I should have done. Let me do it like this. What I'm encouraging you folks to do, what I'm encouraging you good people to do is, when this kind of thing happens as part of a couple relationship, that's why I say give the person a pass. And you say you don't think it's giving them a pass.
Well, I don't think it's. So I think giving them a pass kind of means that you just let it go.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you're saying it's uncharacteristic, I don't know if giving them a pass. Okay, maybe you do give them a pass, but I don't think you should stop at giving them a pass.
What else should you do?
The next thing would be like, well, hey, I noticed that you were a little bit annoyed today, or this happened.
Right.
That didn't really seem like you. What's going on? Can I help with anything? Can I support anything? I feel like you're stressed out right now.
How can I help?
Yeah, how can I help? So you give them the pass, but you don't just give them the pass and say, oh, I'm going to let it go. Give them the pass, and that's oh my gosh, that saying, that phrase I say all the time is coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Conflict is just an opportunity to deepen connection. So you can't.
I like that, Elizabeth.
She said that twice in her whole life.
It's okay. It's not a competition.
She said it all the time. She said it twice her whole life. Wow. Okay, so yeah. Now, to Teresa's credit, we're talking about conflict with couples and handling it. To Teresa's credit, she normally will come back and say, what I said or did was not.
It wasn't even about you. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I apologize. I responded out of something that was going on in my head to you.
Yeah. So if this show is, as we're doing this, I'm thinking about I should be better. Okay, let's ask a different question. Why am I not better?
I think.
Okay. Let's do this. This is real talk, real confession right here.
Okay.
So when a man asks you to walk with him 1 mile, go 2.
Okay.
You see where I'm going? When a man asks for your coat, give him your cloak.
Okay.
I didn't know I was going to say this, so I looked up the scripture references. Be prepared to turn the other cheek.
Yes.
This is all part of the teachings of Jesus in terms of dealing with situational people. Can I be honest? We're going to pause the show. I'm just going to talk to you guys for a second. When you hit me in the mouth,
I know you. That's your
my natural
response would
what's
be
the word I'm looking for?
Your natural reaction.
Is that my natural reaction? Inclination is the word.
Oh, okay.
My natural inclination is when I've been punched in the mouth, is to punch you back in the mouth, but hey, harder. I'm gonna teach you about hit people in the mouth. If you want to punch people in the mouth, that's my natural inclination.
However,
so how help me be better, Teresa? What do I need to do to be better?
well, you just I don't know what the scripture was because it didn't ring, it didn't come up.
That's the only one I
Well, the main thing is that you make
don't know the other scriptures. If a man compels you to walk a mile with him, go to. Jesus is basically talking about be willing to give and overdo and
go the extra.
And
Right.
how often shall I forgive my brother? 7 times? No, 70 times 7. Does it be 490? No, it means like an infinite number of times.
Right.
So, but most of, you know what? Let me take myself out of this. Most of you people keep score. Most of you do. Don't you mean it?
Well, no. I will say
don't
this.
keep score.
You
I
don't
would
keep
say-
score if a person keeps wronging you.
No.
People have levels in my life. I've talked about
I
this
would
before.
say you set boundaries with people that are like that. You have to say, okay, I don't let them get this far in my life, or they can't say certain things to me.
Okay,
So you set the
let's get
boundary.
back-
So
let's get back.
I just
don't
stop
even
it.
go that far.
Yeah.
I have like people who are in my life because we can have conversations that we need to have. And they usually get certain privileges, depending on the level you're at, you get certain privileges. So, for example, to your example, you wrong me, right? Let's say something happens with a friend. This is somebody I've known for years. They wrong me. I'm going to, instead of reacting crazy and stop talking to you and this and that, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? What's going on here? We need to talk about this. We need to figure this out. As opposed to somebody I just met last week, they do this. Hey, I'm done. We don't even have to go any further. Yeah, I'm not trying to make this anything. Like, we're out.
Let me get back to the therapy session I'm trying to have for myself. So why am I not better understanding you? I'll say
After all these years.
I'll just say,
Can I
when you snap at me, why don't I do what I just encourage people to do and look behind the action to what's driving the action? Do you have insight you're going to offer?
I think you can be a little bit set in your ways. And I think that's the danger of being in a relationship for a long time, but also as you get older, I think it's easier for you to get stuck in your ways. And so I think that you're so used to reacting that way that you don't think about reacting a different way. It's almost like a comfort zone thing.
Or it can be that too. It can be a habit or whatever, but it is being intentional and making sure, like my grandmother said, sometimes you just need to be quiet. You don't need to say anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you started talking.
But anyway, yeah,
I
you
mean,
just need to be. You just
that's
need
what
to
I
be.
was thinking.
Well, you're on the other end of this.
No, but you're saying sometimes you just need to be quiet. But when you lashed out at me, that's what I was thinking. Why didn't you be quiet?
Okay, I don't remember it. It was not a lash out verbally. Remember?
I remember like it was. No, okay. Let me think back.
happened? I feel like now you have to tell what happened.
I remember like it was.
Why can't you
like
tell what
it was
happened?
This morning? It was. What was it? Yesterday?
We're supposed to be
Anyway, it was
transparent.
just like
It's a
it was
longer
ju-
story
Yeah, it's a
than-
longer story, and it was like, "Don't do that" or "Stop" or something like that.
She
quickly.
literally shoved my hand. It was like that. It was a very aggressive
hear
move.
the whole
It was a
story.
very aggressive behavior that was uncalled for.
Well, I was convicted this morning in my devotion. The Lord said, "Stop doing your devotions in bed."
Oh, you were messing with mom while she was doing her devotion.
Okay. Now see this.
And so-
oh my gosh, this
so
is a
I'm
whole.
just saying,
This is a whole.
She was saying,
This is
"Get
a whole
behind me,
different
Satan.
show.
Focus on the Lord
This
right
is a whole
now."
different show.
It gave
That
me. I'm telling you, I got revelation this morning. He said, "Stop doing
Really?
it." Yeah.
You got revelation this morning. I've been bringing this up the last 10 years.
But it's so comfortable.
Let me
I
tell you
was
this story.
totally
Let me
not
tell you this
focused
story.
on him.
Here's something.
She was focused on the
Here's
Lord.
something that
Exactly.
mom does that you know what? This is on me. I let this go too long. Okay, so
I mean, you have always said, as the leader of the family, everything's on you. So
I might
your words.
leave the bedroom and come upstairs
to do your devotion. Yeah, your Bible's right there.
Yeah, I mean, to do my devotion. So then depending on what time, let's say if I get up at 4. So depending on how I'm feeling, I might go work out or I may get back in the bed. Okay, so, but what mom typically does is, you see I'm doing my devotion. No, I don't see you doing your devotion. Because who would be doing their devotion in the bed?
I do my devotion in the bed.
So.
Well, usually I try my best not to disturb you. It is just me and the Lord over there by ourselves.
To me, that's like a lazy way to do devotion.
It is lazy.
Who's lying in the bed? Oh, you are. Who's lying in the bed? I've got a place for my devotion.
That's wonderful.
But I
have one for me too, but I just don't get to that place.
I also think you have a place for everything. You have a place where you work. You have a place where you do devotion. You got a place where you work out. You have a place where you watch television. Like, you have a place for everything, and not everybody's like that.
But for mom to be doing her devotion in bed and to then use that as her protected time / space, it doesn't go together.
No, it doesn't. And I'm convicted of that. Doesn't go together.
But anyway, let's
I don't know.
No,
I mean, mom said
I felt the Lord told me not to
Holy
stop.
Spirit told you that.
Are you doing your devotion in bed? Well, now let me be clear. Thank God you're doing devotion. I mean, let me be clear.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me be clear. Make sure you are doing devotion. Start somewhere, and then maybe you can graduate to where you don't do it in bed, lying beside your husband or wife.
And like I say, I don't do it that all the time, but a lot of
times,
it
all the time.
Not all the time. A lot of the times I do.
Okay. Where were we?
We were talking about how depression and anxiety show up in couples. Mm-hmm. And so we went over some things where it's like they could feel criticized or suffocated. They could be irritable, be overthinking things. But I like this one, or not like this one, but I think this is interesting. So when we talk about depression and anxiety in a couple, in a relationship, all of these symptoms, controlling, being avoidant, the overthinking, the irritability, they all intertwine. It becomes like this tornado. So one partner might withdraw, the other one pursues for reassurance. Mm-hmm. One could become overly controlling in an attempt to manage anxiety. Yes. Which I think that, I honestly think, because we had talked about what I did wrong in my marriage. And one of the things you said is that I did too much.
You did.
I mean, and we talked about why I did too much. He was new to this country, all these things, didn't speak the language. Talked about why I did too much, but it doesn't change the fact. I agree with you. I did too much.
You had a narrative in your mind of how things should go.
Yeah. And so I then spent time did everything I could to make that narrative. It's not even make that life. I had a way that I wanted my life to go. So it's like make that life a reality.
Right.
And so when he wasn't doing the things that he needed to do, I would just do more. Or it was like, then you kind of start withdrawing in a sense, because I felt like then because I did not let him do things, it became hard to trust him to get things done. So then you end up still doing everything.
Exactly. So you stayed in control.
Yeah, but it was a response.
Well, control
to
is actually an illusion. You stayed under the illusion that you were in control.
Yeah, but it was a response to the anxiety, to the disappointment, I would say even resentment as well that I was feeling because I felt like he wasn't doing what he needed to do. But I should not have. I mean, one, we've already determined that we should not have gotten married, but and we weren't prepared for that. But I should not have forced things.
Yeah.
Because it just put me in a bad situation as well.
Right.
Let's circle back to my Jesus and Peter story, Teresa.
Okay.
And I think what you want to say to couples, or I want to say to couples, is the whole idea of externalizing stress versus personalizing it. And we just want you guys equipped to recognize and don't always lash out, back to the analogy, because much like Jesus recognized, this isn't Peter talking, it's Satan talking through Peter. And by the way, I feel like I should add this in. Hey, Jim, I know this is taking a second left turn, but while we don't believe that the Bible teaches that believers can be possessed by evil spirits,
Right.
we do believe that I can be oppressed and assaulted by evil spirits. So sometimes what I say, this is the point I'm making, sometimes what comes out of your spouse's mouth is not good and wholesome and reflective of Jesus. It's the opposite of that. But I'm encouraging you to do like I'm going to start doing. Wait a minute. Make sure I'm not lying in front of people. Make sure I'm not lying. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, make sure you're committing to it first.
Yeah.
You would think about
I
starting?
do want to think. I'm going to think about it. But I want you guys, forget it. Let's don't make it about me. I want you to do a better job of looking at the other. You remember when we went to the Barbara Davis Center with the youngest son with a diabetic diagnosis, and they started talking about confounders? I want you to recognize that there are confounders around your spouse's behavior that just consider that before you lash back out.
What are confounders? Like things that just
So
influence?
Teresa, can you explain it?
I don't, not
So
really.
for example, youngest son got juvenile diabetes at a not a juvenile age. So it was adult onset juvenile diabetes.
Which they call an autoimmune disease now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when we went to the Barbara Davis Center in Denver, Halle Berry goes to the Barbara Davis Center. She's
she does.
diabetic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You didn't know she's a diabetic? Or
I didn't know she was a diabetic.
Yeah.
She is.
So
She's been a diabetic for a long time.
they started pointing out, here are some confounders. Okay. It's a late diagnosis. I mean,
He was 20. Yeah, in his 20s.
Most people,
22.
if you're diabetic, if you have so not type 2, but type 1, that's an earlier thing.
Yeah.
So it's a later thing. So it's not like you grew up with this your whole life. It's like you're 20 plus, and now you gotta learn a new way of living.
Right.
You've moved to altitude. You're a college athlete.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know,
Those
these
are
are
the
these
confounders,
are
sure.
all
Oh, I get what you're saying.
things that bear on your. Here's the main condition we're focused on, but we can't ignore the other things surrounding your life
that will affect
it.
your diabetes.
So we're talking about understanding why somebody might lash out. We're talking about depression and anxiety. And so the thing we're saying is when a person responds to you a certain way, be very sympathetic and slow to speak.
Right.
And
slow to get angry.
You're slow to get angry. I think I've got the slow to speak thing down pretty. I think I've got the slow to speak thing down pretty good. But here's the problem.
But sometimes when it's slow to speak, it becomes avoidant.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
And then it becomes, why is he avoiding me? Why is he treating me this way?
You asked me that today.
It can fester.
You asked me that today. You know
Then
what I said?
But you can be slow to speak and still communicate with your spouse. So, hey, I know we had this whole situation. I need a moment. I need time to think about this, and I'll come back.
So Mom asked me today, she said, hey, you just reminded me of it. You said, you still appear to be somewhat standoffish.
Yeah.
And distant.
Yes.
I said, I'm treating you like you taught me to treat you.
That's horrible.
Is that horrible?
It is.
I'm treating you like you taught.
Wow.
Hey.
Well, see, that's when you have to. That's when you need to go to the Lord then, because the Lord needs to help you say something
I already know my
else.
devotion. I mean,
We don't
He
just.
didn't
We
tell me
just
devotional.
don't.
So I
I
guess
already know my devotion. So
Yeah.
I
We don't
already
do
had
it
my
just.
devotional
do it.
time.
It
Hey,
just
I want you
don't.
to
It's
notice
just
how
not
I'm
devotional.
shocked. I'm not shocked hearing any of this.
about what Mom said, I'm with you. She showed you who she. When people show you who they are, believe them. She showed you who she
I'm not
is.
shocked here. No, I'm actually more shocked with Mom's.
Well, hey, it's not always me.
And that's what I know now. But I think Mom's just very quiet. Yours, I think, is just very loud.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. So,
But yeah, we don't treat people like they treat us, especially in those times as a couple. So if I know you're already upset about something, then I don't need to jump on top of that. I need to pull back.
Yeah, you don't need
Right.
to pile on.
is what we're saying in a nutshell, because that person could be dealing with depression and anxiety confounders, extenuating circumstances that you what's that meme that I've seen? Be kind to the person next to you, or be kind to everybody you meet because you have no idea what they're going through.
Yeah.
And something like they may be about to break.
Yeah. Something like that.
And you said something to me like, I come home, so I got a few rules that I'm going to share. I should be embarrassed to share.
Okay,
this,
let's see. I want to hear it.
So I have some rules, and I'm trying to get better with this. I want to be better, I think. But I've got some rules.
I like how you're honest about it.
So if you go to the grocery store or at the gym, we have a gym here, so we don't go to the gym anymore unless we're traveling. Hey, my rule is eyes down, head down, no eye contact. You know why? Because I'm not trying to strike up a conversation.
I'm the same way.
So I'm
not the same.
I'm trying to be more open.
And I've even got the AirPods in. Sometimes I'm not listening to anything.
Yeah.
Sir. But they don't know I'm not listening to anything. I ain't trying to have conversations when I go out of the house. This is real talk.
But somehow.
So I come back home and I tell Teresa, I'm at the grocery store minding my own business, and a person just comes up and starts talking. And it catches me every time. It catches me so off guard. I go like, "Are you talking?" And it doesn't come across well because I'm like, "Are you literally just walking up at the grocery store and randomly talking to people?"
But like clearly, okay, this has been happening to you my entire life.
Exactly. It's like they find you to talk to you because you don't want to talk to them.
Even what was that situation with like other people's children? He's not a big fan of other people's children.
And they live in them.
That sounds mean.
No, I'm not a big fan of other people's children.
Wow,
I don't think that sounds mean.
Wrong.
But it's like the children love him and they just gravitate towards him.
You want to hold my baby? No, I don't want to hold your baby. I already have babies. But the point being, here's what your mom said. But see, I don't remember this every time I go out. It's like I need to pause before I leave the house. Because your mom said to me, have you ever thought about these people may really need to talk to somebody?
Yeah.
And until she said that, no, I ain't ever thought about that. It never crossed my mind because I don't understand that need.
That's interesting. Maybe you don't understand that need because that need has already been fulfilled.
Another thing I told him is when he goes to the movies by himself, like say
one of my absolute favorite things to do.
I love it.
During the day, and it's not very many people there. And he says a person will come and get close to him.
Okay. Now listen.
You got the whole movie theater.
Listen,
I told him.
Don't get me started on that.
But I told him that people are lonely. People want community.
I want to know from the audience. You're in the movie theater, and I'm talking about
seats
there's nobody else in the theater.
Don't get that.
Or maybe there's four people in the entire theater that seats 300. Why would you sit one seat over from me? Why would you do that?
Same row, I'll give it to you. But sitting
same row. That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
But like 2 seats over.
Why would you do that?
I'm in a mood right now. I just need to watch I need to be here by myself. I need to feel by myself and watch this movie.
People, I don't want to disagree because I'm going to trust you said people are lonely.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, they want
statistically speaking, that is true.
I agree with that. That is a fact. But is that why you sit next to me in the movie theater? You didn't. They don't talk to me. They don't say anything.
It's a subconscious thing, though. To moms, I think that's what it is. It's like they're feeling lonely, and they just subconsciously or unconsciously come sit next to you. That is one of the more frustrating, puzzling things that I see happen.
Well, I want you to keep in mind, sweetheart, that we are to take care of people, God's people. And that means if you have to talk to them at the gym, at the grocery store, wherever.
I want to be. I do want to be better in that regard. I need to
recalibrate,
prepare myself.
Because that's not your natural thing. Even though you do it well, you talk well, you interact well. Once you get started, you're just wonderful.
The other day, I can tell you this story. We were in Bloomington Illinois the other day, and I went to Sam's. I don't know anybody in Bloomington. I'm walking through Sam's, and I can't remember what the lady said to me, but this lady came up to me and just started talking. Now,
maybe she knew you.
No. Now I got to be honest. Turn the mic off. I acted like I didn't hear because I had my pants. I acted like I didn't.
That's really not.
I just walked on past.
That's really not.
I feel like that's okay. That's a little extreme. You go to some extreme measures to avoid talking to people in the gym. I mean, I get that.
Better. I do want to be better.
But I have to go a step further with what Mom said. Mom was like, "What if those people really need to talk to you?" A lesson that I am learning.
I mean, hey,
but
it doesn't have to be
exactly.
But Jim, you are a human being.
Exactly. But the lesson that I am learning right now with my situation and not really being where I would like to be in life and being in places where I'm kind of like, well, why am I here? Why am I at home? Again, love you guys, but not where I saw my life going. And Mom will say to me, and Mr. Lewis said the same thing. He was like, sometimes where you are in life has absolutely nothing to do with you. So sometimes you going out and people coming up to speak to you, it has absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to do with how God is trying to use you in that moment to further his kingdom or to touch someone else's life.
That's right. Just needed a word.
Now, that's easier said than done on my part.
Yeah.
The feelings don't go away.
That's why we have to focus in on not ourselves.
Hell, to be honest with you, these shows aren't normally convicting to me. But this particular show is convicting. I need to be better.
Okay, well,
you know what? I'm gonna be better.
I was going to say that earlier when you gave us a time to say something. I was going to say that the podcast has really spoken to me, even
same
just a lot, a lot, and I think it's great.
Well, why don't we just come up here and sit around the table and talk? We could get rid of the video editor. I mean, we got a whole staff of people doing stuff now. We just, why don't we just come up here and sit here and talk? I mean, because this proposition is getting kind of expensive.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Michaela, don't listen to him.
Wow. Okay, so. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do for the first time. This is such an important topic, we think, and we've got more to share with you that we're going to pause this and we're going to come back next week and continue this discussion. So this is going to be a part A and a part B.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, this is going to be a part 1 and a part B. Oh, what you said, a part A and a part 2. Whatever you said. We're going to continue this conversation next week. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget some of the things that we mentioned earlier, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Don't forget to go to our website and get a free copy of our book, marriagewithjimandteresa.com. Ask for a free copy of the book. And don't forget to look under The Cure. The Cure. We really want to share that with you. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. We'll pick this up next week. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.